Hello, and today we'll continue with journal. So we're going to start day 3 now for the secret scenes. Don't pull out. Endure. I gasped for air as I raised my head out of the red tainted sink, trying to stabilize myself. My whole body shivered in agony, my loss in pain long ago. And I can't even do one simple thing. My numb shoulder ached and burned, muscles contracting continuously. The amount of blood loss had started to take a toll on me. I could barely keep standing. But I was determined to find solace in pain, determined to find justice through punishment. But what's done is done. Even so, I won't stop. My knees buckled, threatening to give out, but held on to the sink with the last of my strength. The crimson liquid had spilled all over my shirt, dripping into the floor. I tried to swipe a little bit off. The action resulted in pain, since I was dumb enough to try using the arm impaled by a fucking crystal. Only after some time, maybe a minute, that I truly grasped my current situation. What a mess. My chest was aching profoundly. The sound of my heartbeat negated any other noises as my gaze was quickly covered in crimson red. My eyes held no light. The false dream of redemption could still be seen if you were deluded enough. Such a funny word, redemption. Fuck you, stupid piece of shit. My mind was fighting to keep me awake. But after some time of mindless staring, the pain was starting to numb little by little, making my mind clearer. I don't know if that's good or bad yet. I looked at my shoulder, where a glass sword sat. My usually purple shirt now had a red gradient. My mom was playing a dirty game with me, relentlessly bombarding me with questions I've been trying to avoid for weeks. How does it feel to be a murderer? She'll hate you when she finds out about your sins. This is the blood that should have been spilled. You deserve worse. I do. With a little strength I had, I grabbed the sword that kept pushing through my flesh, deeper, harder. Tears escaped me, but I had no sound. The tank had truly ran out of fuel. You are the problem. A pain moan escaped me. Fucking coward. I hate you. The metallic smell of blood flooded the room. Fortunately, the one in the shower held a masculine scent. I knew both Mom and the twins were awake, but I couldn't find the strength to wait nor care. Fuck. I gasped for air. The pain was slowly fading, my vision being clouded with dark spots. And for some reason, after the dizziness subdued, I stopped feeling pain. I felt relief. I'm sorry, brother. The books were right. The only thing I'll blame is pain to everyone around me. I'm a curse. Even before I was born, my fate had already been carved in stone. I can't change anything, and everyone around me ends up paying for that. They warned me. Death will never leave you. But it never aimed for me. It aimed for every person I love. A week after that dream, Father got diagnosed with father. He passed away not long after that. Then it said in a year death will strike again. Then without mistake, either an ember died. Whoever said lightning doesn't strike twice the fucking idiot. Then the next phase appeared. It said that soon after more blood will be shed because of me, because I'm standing here right now, but nothing's happened yet. Sometimes I lay awake at night thinking about it. Will it be my caring mother who has only shown me love, or will it come for the rest of my siblings? I dug the soil deeper and deeper. I tried to avoid a bone and kept pushing through. I looked at myself again. Their death was on your shoulders. It's your fault. I shed some tears as I kept receiving my divine punishment. But while that was happening, I realized I'm deaf. Everyone near me suffers. I don't deserve to be here. I should at least free the rest of my family, the one that hasn't paid the inevitable consequences of my existence. I'm sorry, Mother. I'm sorry, Lily. I'm sorry, Max. But it's better this way. A copious amount of blood poured out when I mercilessly pulled a fragment out of my shoulder. I was simply expecting it to shatter on its way out, but it only shattered once I stabbed myself below in my navel. I was expecting sadness. I was expecting regret, but I was just tired. I plummeted into the ground, not being able to endure anymore, and I just stared at the ceiling. The last thing my eyes will see is my bathroom light. A book I read not long ago suddenly came to mind. I can't help but wonder if this is how they felt. It was a book of impossible love. Two young adults trying to start a relationship while fighting terminal illnesses. When the main character died, the book did an incredible yet creepy way of describing her last moments. Alone, feeling an uncontrollable itch in your body. Then that itch became a conscience, begging to call for help, as if your subconscious hadn't accepted the fact you were in this predicament. I don't want to die, and I related to her pain. Well, I thought I did, but I get it more than ever now. This is the despair of death. I'm sorry, Eve. I gave up so quickly. The forensics said that the both of you probably suffered a lot. Some neighbors mentioned they heard your desperate cries begging for help. But as soon as the cottage crumbled, it was dead silent. A part of me wants to know exactly what happened that night. My memory's blurry. But the metallic smell of blood is starting to get unbearable. Is the floor also like this? It is. There's so much blood. Freaky. I raised my hand, trying to reach the overbearing light that shone upon me. It felt as if I reached far enough. I could reach them. Lucas, open the door right now. Please let me in. Please, love, open the door. This fucking thing won't open. There's blood flooding out the door frame. Please, just let me in. Don't leave me too. The one thing that I wish I could forget in my entire life is the sound of mom crying. Secret sin in. So I'm gonna go on to That's all for day 3. Yeah, I said so. We'll go ahead and start day 4 now. So this day has 2 parts to it, so we're going to do this one first. Lucky you're awake. Try not to think too much about it. Complete silence. You know, I love you more than anyone in the world, right? I love you more than I love Mom. I love you. I don't need nor want your pity. He sounded defeated. Please, just cut it out. He sat there in his bed, curling in the corner farthest from me. He probably had already run out of time when he was writing yours. He stays quiet, but the small creaks of his bed betray his attempt to hide his sobs. Still, he kept completely quiet. Words fail, Lucas. Some time passed, maybe a minute, maybe an hour. Lucas had completely fallen asleep, and I just lay on my own bed, focusing on his breathing. Long, deep breaths with a trace of a wheeze exactly 7 seconds apart from one another. Even though his breathing alone was doing wonders at calming me, I was unable to sleep. The disgusting smell of burnt plastic that permeated the air made me snap out of my sleepiness every so often. The fireworks had stopped some time ago. Both Mom and the twins were soundly asleep in their respective rooms, not giving much thought to the situation. More like they can't do anything about the situation, so instead of even trying to at least make sure Lucas is okay, they'll rather avoid the conflict altogether. I felt my anger rise. They don't deserve him. I don't deserve him. It's like they don't even care about his feelings. Who the fuck do they think they are? Saying they're family pulling this fucking stunt. A quick glance at my brother's sleeping form was enough to calm me. I'm glad he sleeps like a rock. One of my temples sits in a migraine. What a great start to the fucking year. On my dad's tombstone as we set the fireworks waiting for the new year to arrive. Mom brought us some letters written by Dad with his very last strength. I have no clue why she thought it was a good idea to spend New Year's Eve in a fucking cemetery, but none of us objected. These letters were apparently written the same day he passed away, his very last action before leaving us behind. The twins, Mom and I, got full-blown essays varying from 4 to 10 pages each. I love you, son. Keep improving. That's all Lucas got. 6 fucking words wouldn't have been enough for a normal person, but they have been enough for Lucas, knowing that our dad at least shared him a thought. It all would have been fine had the handwriting been the same as the rest of the letters. Dad used to have a long cursive style, a difficult one to create. The letter Lucas got had a clearly different author anyone with fucking eyes would have noticed. To confront the suspicion, Mom avoided Lucas's gaze for the entire night. Lucas smiled and said it was no big deal. Holding Lily as she read her own letter, she started crying on the first page and ended up needing support. As always, Lucas was there to offer it. All the letters were beautifully written. Mom said hers was a bit inappropriate for the setting, so she didn't read it out loud. But the twin letters, as well as my own, were all full of metaphors written like a fucking riddle, meaning that he didn't write this with his last strength. These sits took some time to write. Meaning he excluded Lucas because he felt like it, not for the lack of time to write it. Max, just like Lily, couldn't help but shed a tear at his letter, cuddling in Mom's lap. While this all happened, with Mom holding Max and Lucas holding Lily, I was left to stare at my brother, who was trying his best to not break down. I never forget the look on his face. I've always had good control of my emotions, but right now, I felt lost more than ever. It was a mixture of wrath, sadness, and pity. The ones who deserve a better, the ones who deserve a letter the most was him. He picked up side jobs left and right to help pay for his medical bills. He was always there for the twins and their dumb, selfish struggles. He's always been there for me, supporting and helping me in everything I do, whether it's stupid or not. He deserves to be praised by the one person who would never acknowledge his successes. He was a good father, a good man, but for some reason he always put a lot of pressure on Lucas. Regardless of the reason, the way he just excluded Lucas is making me despise him. He really was the one who deserved a thank you the most, and even after everything he did for him, he was never congratulated. Not once. A heated huff escaped me. Lily couldn't finish reading her note, since her tears were falling on the letter and she didn't want to mess it up. Lucas, of course, offered to read hers. It was longer than mine. Mine was 5 pages long, thanking me and telling me some useless stuff here and there. As he read her letter, something clicked inside my head. I hadn't realized it before, but I think I finally understand. Lucas's actions was his unwavering loyalty. He isn't a leader. He's the most loyal partner anyone could have. A strong-minded, kind, and empathetic person who will never turn his back on you, even when he's hurting. From the moment we met, I always had this hunch buried deep within. We were both created for one another. With me on the front and him by my side. A perfect team, and I have no idea why. I didn't want to accept it, but thinking about it, I'm one of the luckiest people on the planet. Coming back to reality, I jumped out of my bed and went to him. And I sat on the border of his bed just by his feet. For a while I just rested there, basking in his presence, staring at his hunched back. I didn't want to leave him, but I felt like I was going to pass out from exhaustion. And just before I took my gaze off him, he turned around. I'm thinking I count with one hand all the times I cried in my life, where I broke my leg as a kid, where I fell from my bike that summer vacation, where I fought with Lucas over that stupid book, and when Dad passed away. But it's never been like this, huh? The tears fell into my knees, small stubborn droplets refusing to stop. This is the first time I ever cried out of anger or sadness. But it's not really happiness either, is it? It's a mixed feeling of despair combined with relief and awe. Regardless, I felt at peace, being with my brother, the person I cherish the most. I promise I'll never let you suffer again. Lucas made no indication of being awake, even after I started petting him. He leaned into my touch with the faintest of smiles, pushed into my hand. He kept leaning into me the more I petted him. My eyes started to close on their own, not being able to endure being awake any longer. I love you, shithead. Secret scene end. So this will be the final scene right here. The scene contains explicit content related to torture, murder, gun abuse, and violence. So if you're sensitive to these subjects, consider skipping the scene. Honey, grab it. Stand back. You are in private. What? Baby? Baby? The man started to shake the small body that lay on the floor beside him. It was the body of a woman, his woman. She was making some gurgling sounds, choking with nothing but air. After maybe 10 seconds, the eyes of the woman lost the spark of a living creature as he stopped breathing. The man was too stunned to speak, eyes completely peeled while he erratically shook her body, trying to get a reaction. It was all futile. The drawing shot was error-free, hitting the woman in the middle of the forehead, completing the goal of the intruder, immobilizing the target. The man continued to shake the corpse, trying desperately to revive the one person he hadn't betrayed. But the corpse didn't flinch, and it was just when the man looked at his bloody hands, he realized it was all over. What have you done? Why did you do this? After everything we've done for you. He approached the killer with blinded rays and fists up in the air as he ran in his direction. Fuck. It took him a moment to register the pain in his foot. The man recoiled and fell to the ground, stumbling with his late wife's body. The man sank into his very core, screamed, wishing someone would aid him. But nobody came. If I were you, I'd start screaming. The injured man froze. Then he looked past the gun that was aimed at his face to the person holding it. He stared at the man he mistakenly thought he could fool. He leered at the man who he couldn't run away from. He looked at the man who killed his spouse and left him completely alone. All alone. He waited for the final blow to be delivered, his life already flashing before his eyes. He saw everything, from his first day in kindergarten to when his first and only child was born, into right here and now. It wasn't a bad life, but was his purpose fulfilled? A small dry chuckle resounded through the air. The injured man shivered in response. The killer kneeled just in front of him and started playing with the corpse's hair. Let me tell you a story. There once was a couple of pathetic traitors who never had the audacity to face anything. They truly were the lowest of the low. They didn't have honor to their name. They didn't have any sort of aspirations. They didn't have shit going up for them. Well, except for one thing. Do you know what that is? Luck. The slaughterer clicked his tongue. One day this couple found an artifact great power, one able to build civilizations, an artifact that gives you the power of a god. The slayer shot the corpse once again, making even more blood spill out of the body. The widowed man couldn't stop the tears that flowed out of his eyes. But this couple never wanted to make any hard choices. No, they just wanted a simple, mundane life. And our man scoffed. Look where that got you. He spat his face. Alas, that's all you could ever be. You weren't designed to be anything more. But I am. And a nerving fake smile decorated his face. Now tell me, where's the book? The man reloaded his revolver. He asked you a question. Where's the fucking book? God, fuck. The man received a second bullet, the one hitting him in his unharmed foot. I don't know, I swear on my life. The man sobbed. Your word means nothing to me. Do you want another bullet through your feet? Is that it? Or should I move somewhere else? He pointed the gun to his side. I really got all the time in the world. Fuck, Where's the book? The man kept whimpering in pain, his breathing erratic as he looked around, trying to find something, anything that could help him. But there was nothing. My, would you look at that? 3 bullets, a dead wife you still haven't budged. The intruder tisk, calling me surprised. With a copious amount of blood pouring out of him, the mangled man could only groan in defiance. Said I only earned a smile out of the other party. Are you working for them? None of your damn business, kid. Oh, get it balls, are we? The assassin pointed the gun to his groin. You could say this is entirely my business. You made sure of it, remember? Or do you need to refresh on how you fucked my life? Another chuckle escaped the armed man. I'm going to ask you one last time. Where's the book? Will you keep me alive if I tell you? He already knew the answer, but was desperate to find something to cling to. Motherfucker was as good as dead. Why would I ever keep something as filthy as you alive? You betrayed everyone. You sold your son. You betrayed the council. You betrayed the professor. You're still trying to find your way to squeeze out of this one. But why are you doing this? Who the fuck do you think you are? The armed man got even closer to the excuse for a man, ending less than an inch away from him. Who do I think I am? I'm Justice, motherfucker. Justice seemed to have missed the other man's face. The bullet grazed his cheek and hit the wooden wall. The man, out of complete and utter fear, peeled himself. Look at you. You actually fucking wet yourself. He sighed content. So pathetic. The man reloaded his gun once more. He held it to his forehead. Alright, though, I'd love to keep doing this. We need to pick up the pace. The injured man gulped. And give you a proposition, Leech. Justice debated on what to tell him, knowing the Leech's capabilities. I'm making quite the plan, if you must know. You know what I'm talking about, right? What are you planning on doing to me? Oh, take a wild guess. Justice rolls his eyes. Just know that your purpose from now on is to be my bait. Lucky for you, you have the characteristics I'm looking for. You can lie. You can lie your way out of almost anything and have some useful contacts. This puts the revolver further, slapping the man's head to the wall. So you work with me and I'll let you live. Simple as that. Just know that there will be someone tracing your every step. And the moment my intel tells you you're up to something shady, I'll put a bullet in your head before you can even fucking blink. So, would you rather die now or prove to be useful for once? The Leech seemed to snap out of his dizzy state induced by the pain caused by getting shot at twice. You killed my wife, and I kill you right now. Do you know what gun I'm holding right now? The Leech shook his head no, but I wasn't in pain. This was a gun I used back there, right after you betrayed us. He slammed the Leech's face onto the wall once more. I know it's too late to apologize, but just know that wasn't an easy choice. Justice wasn't expecting the Leech to shed a tear, much less to sob uncontrollably. There was a small part of him that wanted to forgive him. But there was a much bigger part that demanded that justice should be reached. Stop. Fucking crying. Now answer my fucking question. The Leech pointed to a bookshelf where a book with a metallic cover clearly stood out. There. If this is a trick, consider yourself dead. But wait. It's the one behind that, the pink cover. Of course it is. As the Leech indicated, there was a book vertically aligned behind the rest of the books, hidden from view unless you took the rest out. Justice took some time inspecting the cover, somewhat scared to open the book. He didn't know what the book's capabilities were. Besides divine fortune, of course. What are this book's characteristics? He dragged his finger through the silky cover. I don't know. Everyone sees something different, apparently. The Leech groaned in pain and coughed disgustingly. What do you mean? I saw a sky full of stars. Saw some words in Greek. He nodded towards the corpse. It must have been ancient Greek. Translators didn't recognize most words. See, it's really gone, huh? Lee started playing with her hair, his hand getting soaked in blood. He then tried to sing a lullaby. Boy, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear you sing. Lee didn't stop, just lowered his volume. Just scoffed and continued to examine the book. A part of him was excited, but another part of him, a bigger one, was completely frightened. This book could change it all. No more hunting people down. No more murders of innocent people. The correct path could be reached once more. Justice didn't open the book. Right now wasn't the time. He tucked it in his waistband, saving it for later. Then Justice grabbed his phone and started a call. A female voice answered him. The sobbing of the leads, combined with his awful singing, made Justice's patience run even thinner. What was stopping him from killing the scum right here and now? He had the book secured and the woman's dead. The voice on the phone started talking. It was impossible to comprehend it unless he were Justice. But nobody could be the embodiment of justice. Only he was worthy. Nobody else could reach his status. Except, what happened to the man, you ask? Justice turned to look at the leads, raised his brow. The leads nodded, still quiet singing. What choice did the leads really have? Die now or fear the possibility of avenging your dead partner? Scenario A was the result. Prepare his chambers and a bodyguard will be there in an hour, give or take. Yeah, the book secured. No, I haven't been able to dispose of the body. Alright, see you in a bit. Secret scene end. Alright, so that's all the secret scenes for now. I guess once the creator comes back for hiatus and resumes the VN, there'll be more secret scenes. Because the last time this VN was updated was in August of 2023, so as I'm making this, it's been a year now. So I believe Justice is Ethan, and the person he talked to on the phone was Emma. And the person he shot and the wife he killed were the ones responsible for the deaths of his family. So this secret option is a much darker scene. I mean, like in Journal, like for the most part, everything's kind of like just calm and chill and just, kind of funny, but just calm. The end. While this is a very dark option here, the secret scenes are very dark and very violent, shooting and all that. So in the normal story journal, I got that name. She's like a cat, I think, but one of the classmates of Lucas, the cat girl, said that people were disappearing. So, and could this book that Ethan talks about, that this cursed book, have something to do with the disappearances? Because this book that Ethan wants is divine, and apparently can do some magical stuff, I guess. Anyway, we'll have to see what happens next in the secret scene. So these scenes were certainly a big change from the normal story. The calm and this calm slice of life VN, and this turns into like a violent murder portion here. and somebody coping with death and just difficult topics, and it's certainly a big difference from the normal game. So thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.